I am not ready to do the one things yet. Wrong thing. I meant to go here. Yeah, I'm out of the fatigue stuff. I haven't done anything really since I stopped. So annoying. This game wants you to sleep for at least once.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I come in?
I already took my medication, Doctor. But thank you.
I'm sorry. Your medication? Have we met before?
Don't tease me like that, Jack. Sorry, what?
I think I should come in, miss. I'd like to check if everything is okay, what with the epidemic spreading across London.
An epidemic, you say? How terrible. I had no idea. But where are my manners? Please do come in, Doctor. You are a doctor, yes?
I like that.
So, Dr. Tippett, what brings you back here? I heard whispers you had a job at that fancy hospital.
I told you my name is Jonathan Reed. Don't you remember?
Of course I do. I remember my name too. Gillingham. But you may call me Enid, Doctor. I'm very happy to see you again.
Have you heard anything recently concerning Sean Hampton's shelter?
I've never heard that name before, I'm afraid.
Is anyone taking care of you, Miss Gillingham?
My son is always here to take care of me. He's a good boy like that, but I do worry that he needs to start living his own life. I would never say that to him, of course.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Oh, no. I don't gossip. That would be most unbecoming of a lady such as myself.
That was an error. She said she doesn't gossip, but the word said I do not gossip. I got that. It does that every now and again. I do catch them here and there. And that's one of them I caught.
Who are the more influential figures on the docks?
Well, I heard about some terrible illness going around. I would say in that case that it's you, Dr. Tippett.
Do you require medical attention, miss?
I'm glad you asked, Dr. Tippett. I must confess I haven't felt that well of late.
I don't have...
I'll see you later. Goodbye, Miss Gillingham.
She's level 1. Not worth very much experience, though. So she's one of them that is low experience, that you could kill and get at least some experience and stuff like that to level up. I could kill him if I wanted to. I'm trying to go through the game with killing as few people as I can.
Are you certain you're not lost, sir?
Not lost.
No civilians allowed, sir.
Please, sir. Come and have a gander.
Informing London's inhabitants of the presence of vampires. What does that make me? A double or a triple agent?
Honestly, it's not a bad idea.
Done. Mr. Throgmorton should be happy.
Welcome back to my humble shelter, Dr. Reed. Are you here to subdue me again?
No, Sean. I just came by to see how you are.
I feel all right. Why'd you ask?
Are you still feeding on corpses?
No. It's almost as though the blood you forced me to drink has provided me eternal satisfaction.
How is the sanitary situation in this part of town?
There's a lot of sadness and pain in my flock. I believe we're not fully through the crisis. You should do something about it if you can, Doctor.
How are things in your shelter? Between the mortals and the immortals, I mean.
Even if we're all children of God, I've always maintained a strict frontier between the two communities.
What do you fear?
A few years ago, a Skal decided to pay a nocturnal visit to my sleeping customers. He got caught licking their necks in the dark. Since then, I have added a lock to the door.
What if food became scarce? Wouldn't the immortals in your flock be tempted to feed on the living? Wouldn't you?
The Skals can feed on the dead, Doctor. And until Judgment Day, mortals will continue dying.
How are things in your shelter? Between the mortals and the immortals, I mean.
Even if we're all children of God, I've always maintained a strict frontier between the two communities.
Would you let me listen to your chest, Sean?
No, Dr. Reed. You already forced me to drink your blood, and I thank you for that, for I feel better now. But it was quite an unpleasant experience.
It would help me greatly if you would allow me to give you a physical examination.
I said no. I'm no subject of medical examination, and I intend only to obey and to kneel before God.
How did you meet old Bridget?
When younger, I used to patrol the streets at night, searching for lost souls. This is how I met her. It took me 2 months just to get her name. Now we support each other.
Had you already visited their hideout in the sewers?
Just once, and very briefly. Most of them are very discreet, and they see me as an outsider, even if I protect them.
You really are a saint, Sean.
Oh, no, sir, I'm not. But I know evil, and I believe goodwill and tenacity can make this world a better place.
Have you seen Harriet Jones since taking her to old Bridget?
No, she is with the sewer Skals now. I don't go downstairs.
But why did she fake her own death? There was so much blood in her room. She attacked patients, too.
I just lost her for a minute that night. When I found her, she had caused mayhem across the hospital. I slapped some sense into her, and we fled before getting caught.
What happened then?
We ran here through narrow streets and backyards. She kept saying that someone was talking to her in the dark, offering to avenge her. But I saw nobody.
What happened at the Pembroke?
I guess we recognized each other. As Skals, I mean. She had but one thought. To punish. To get revenge upon everything and everyone. I realized I had to bring her here quickly.
Farewell, Sean. Take good care of your flock. And of yourself.
They've got bigger problems.
Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
I put up your public service announcement. Consider the common folk warned about the vampiric presence.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. You may not realize it, but you saved a great many lives today.
Do you really think they could be useful?
See the sad saint of the East End? How a single man can help so many people? I consider myself the discreet protector of these men and women.
Tell me, Ichabod, why do you consider yourself the protector of Sean Hampton's shelter?
He is a truly inspiring example. Dedicated, pious. His shelter is open to all, whoever they are. Most admirable.
Have you heard any rumors regarding Sean Hampton's shelter?
The sad saint will always be a target for vampires, but I'm keeping an eye out.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton.
Step away, sir.
It's a leech!
Oh, yes. Yes, I
I'll kill it!
There really needs to be a trophy for killing someone with a bite. Besides, like, civilians. Like the hunters and stuff. That would be...
Giselle's stolen money. Priwen has some unethical ways of financing their war.
You again? What do you want?
I've identified the men who stole from you. You were right. They were members of some self-proclaimed militia.
I knew it! Did you find the money, too?
Yes. Here it is. They thought they could finance their activities with it.
I never thought a man like you would be kind enough to... I misjudged you.
Damn it.
Badly. Well... Thank you, sir.
Will you give the money back to your comrades, then?
Fuck those bastards who fired me. I'll give the money to Miss Gillingham. Her son Jack was a friend of mine. He was killed recently.
Pepsi Cherry Vanilla, for those who are curious. Alright, time to kill her and rob her, right? Not bad.
Do you have recent news of Shaunhampton Shelter?
The place is all right, I suppose. The sad saint is still the same. Except for that awful skin disease he recently got.
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
Chaos is rising, Dr. Reed. This city is about to crumble.
You almost sound happy.
This world needs to die, Dr. Reed. And from the ashes, a new one will emerge, with more equity and freedom.
I know you were friends with Miss Gillingham's son, Jack. Tell me about his death.
Jack's murder has been a shock to the neighborhood. A sign that the situation is now out of control.
Why is that?
There has always been tension between the Wet Boot Boys and members of the trade union. But a murder? That's a first.
Who killed him?
No one will ever know. One thing is certain. While Jack was alive, I had one less reason to drink.
Why does that upset you so much?
I wish I had found the time and
well, I had a
words
job
to
that
tell
was
him
one
how
less reason
important he
for
was
me
to
to
me
drink.
before it was too late. Another failure for Giselle Paxton.
Do you need medical help, Miss Paxton?
No, thank you.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
I'm curious if her point of view on me has changed. Like, is she going to continue being a bitch, basically, or is she going to actually be nice whenever I talk to her? Don't be surprised if my mom comes in my room. You can see her too. That's the only door in my room. Well, correction, there's 2 doors, but I doubt she's coming from the other one because it's that way, actually. Not that way, but that way. It's like here, right out of view. Alright. It is very easy to kill people in this, though. I'm thinking once I get to know everyone, then I would. No, may not go to sleep.
I hope they'll all return to the shadows once the epidemic has passed.
Tom has so much alcohol, he could keep this district afloat for quite some time.
Well, I mean, it is a bar that I'm doing this for. Why is that a thing?
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
You lied to me, Tom. Your warehouse wasn't empty. It was inhabited with armed vigilantes.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed, but I thought those Prewen guards would be willing to let someone like you pass without trouble.
That was devious of you, Tom. Next time you can bloody well go yourself.
I apologize, Doctor, but it's just that I prefer to avoid the law, its enforcers, and all manner of thugs in uniform.
Here is your booze. I hope it will appease your customers. Just try not to kill anyone with this poison of yours.
Believe me, Doctor, most of my customers are less agreeable when sober.
Have you got any recent news on Sean Hampton's shelter?
It's still there, just like the turquoise turtle. That means there is still hope. somehow.
Are you concerned about the sanitary situation?
It may surprise you, but I'm not. I've heard about the men-at-arms and the fights between gangs at night, but that's nothing new.
I wish I shared your optimism.
It's not optimism. Gangs have been fighting in this part of town since before I was born. This war will stop when enough blood has been spilled.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Do you need any help?
Can't be good for business to see the bartender cough in your beer.
Frankly, some germs might even enhance its quality. Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
I really do need to find a shelter. Dang it. Damn. Stuff from Cole yet.
Good evening, Mrs. Fishburne. May I come in, please?
Of course. Dr. Reed.
I can't remember the last time I had a good sleep. I've been nothing but worry.
What can I do for you, Dr. Reed?
Mrs. Fishburne, are you in need of any medical assistance?
I am afraid I am, Doctor. I don't feel well at all.
Then let me give you a prescription.
I thank you for your generosity, sir. It's something this part of town truly needs.
Do you have any news about Sean Hampton's shelter?
I just heard the sad saint keeps on helping the sick and poor. God bless his soul.
Goodbye, Miss Fishburne. Take care of yourself.
I'm not sure the epidemic is what worries people most these days.
Probably not. Said that because of what she said. I have the stuff for yet.
This place looks like the picture I saw of the bomb site. Yes. The place has changed since the explosion, but it was definitely here. I should find some way to pay my respects.
You heard nothing. Hey, this is where I shot myself. Well, technically my character shot himself because it was at a point where I couldn't do anything. Same difference though.
May all who suffered from this tragedy find or rest in peace.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Actually, I'm very curious. Did you guys hear that? I have a check. So yeah. Actually, I think I kind of need that off anyways.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
I didn't have time to explore last time when I was in here. Is that really another one? Actually do need to go across that bridge. So apparently when my mom goes back to court, I have to go.
He didn't deserve it.
Good evening, Mr. Delaney.
What? Oh, you're that doctor.
I found the location of the explosion, Mr. Delaney. I placed a flower for you where it happened, just as you asked.
Really? That's so kind. I never thought someone would... Well, thank you, Doctor.
It's nothing, really. And I'm sorry for your loss.
What? No, I didn't know them. No car was supposed to park there that day. Stupid bastard. Why did he park there?
You're the man who hid that bomb.
I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is the polite way to express despair, Doctor.
I mean, he's not too far off.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing?
I want you to remember the bomb, Dyson. Tell me about it.
No. I don't want to remember it.
Why use a bomb? What were you trying to destroy?
The Dawson & Dawson ammunitions factory. A symbol of violence against the people. My group wanted to destroy it to send a message.
The victims. They were not the target then.
I spent so much time figuring out the perfect moment. I used a short fuse. No car had ever parked there. They all died.
I sense your guilt, Dyson. Why is that? Did you not think violence was an acceptable political tool?
I still believe our fight was just. By killing an innocent couple who were just at the wrong place at the wrong time. No way.
That bomb also killed you that day, don't you see? You just die a slower death, drink by drink.
I know. Maybe I deserve judgment. Until that day, I'll just be Dyson the drunk, not Dyson the murderer.
Do you have any recent news of Sean Hampton?
I still sleep over there from time to...
Goodbye, Mr. Delaney.
I should just run as far away from this place as I can.
I should have offered a drink to the boy. Be he cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
I'm going to be honest, I was not expecting that. So, a person has a cold, I can't really.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Holy crap. They literally have me freaking pinned. See if I can change the freaking passcode myself. That would be awesome. But I can't. Well, pin code or whatever. Easily keep my phone charged now. Seriously? I was hoping it would not do that. Able to do that? Bullshit. I call severe bullshit on that one. Oh, shut up. There we go. God damn it! Stop it! Seriously? With that shit? cheap shot. Why do they always override mine?
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Perhaps Enid's son.
Retrieve the necklace. Lost by. I know this place is critical, and I know I need to really focus on this area. If it's still critical, the next time I sleep, I'm pretty much killing everyone. Just saying. I've been in here yet? Yes, I have. This is the bridge. Never mind. It's actually probably where I came out at. I'm thinking.
Keeping things straight, these parts will be running completely amok.
Now I'm gonna find out who.
So you can find out a lot about someone of the pages of the diaries that they, of their diary that they tear up. Because it's most likely something that they're so ashamed of they don't want to read it again or bring it up again. Although it also could just be something that they misspelled or something like that. Apparently I can't spell together right. I basically replaced the H with another T, if you're curious. And yes, I know it's not with another T. No, it's supposed to be T-O-G-E-T-H-E-R. And so it's present. Saying it's up. It does not say how high.
The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the
I may
gangs,
not.
the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
I may not be able to find it. Although,
Cursed or not, he's just another lost orphan.
Poor Jack. He didn't deserve this.
top somewhere over the rainbow.
I hope I live long enough to see them wet boot boys get what's coming to them.
It's locked, all right.
Are they stupid or something? I've never even been to India.
I'm kind of curious of which one she would agree with. Because my girlfriend and I, we've had 2 fights. Well, 2 serious fights. The last one was a pretty serious one. Like, really serious, at least in my opinion. Because she said that she did not want to have kids. And kids are something I definitely want, at least in the future. Because with my bloodline, on my grandpa's side, I am the last. On my grandma's side, I'm not. But on my grandpa's side, I am. Because my grandpa, he only had 1 child, my dad. And my dad has only had 1 child, me. Now, I do have a half-sister and an uncle that is only like my partial uncle because my grandma had him and my dad, but my grandpa only had my dad and not him. So, I mean, they still are my blood, but on my grandpa's side, I am the last. So I need to continue the bloodline. At least I feel I need to, and I really do want to. I do want to have kids. I want to have at least 1 kid that is my blood. The only reason why I wouldn't accept it, I couldn't be with the only time that I cannot have a kid that is blood is if I can't have kids. So if the girl I'm with either can't have kids or won't have kids in any way, then I couldn't be with them. If I can have kids. Now, let's say if I can't have kids and she can't have kids, I would be fine with that. We can still adopt. Now, if she has kids, as long as she's willing to have more whenever we are ready, then I can do that. I wouldn't mind basically having a child that I would basically adopt as my own. Although it would be up to the mother if I would discipline the child, or how far I can discipline the child. That would be entirely up to her, because at that time I would know that I'm not the father, and there are people who I know who would really get offended if I would discipline their children, even if we weren't together. So I would take that into consideration. So like if she has, because I know there was a girl at my work when I worked at Pizza Hut who had children, and the only person who could discipline them other than herself would be the father. But the father is not really in the picture, so pretty much just her. But she will not allow her significant other to discipline the child unless it's blood, basically. And that is totally understandable. And if me and her would have ever gotten together, I wouldn't discipline her children without her permission. I would, even in the significance of, let's say, if she was fine with me disciplining the children, I would always ask if this punishment is something that she would agree with.
Someone's playing a right strange game.
So, like, me, and like, with spanking, if she would be fine with that, or if she only wants to ground them. Basically, what I would do would be through her. Now, if I am the blood father, that would be a different story. I would not ask permission because my children will know better. Although I do know that I shouldn't overdo it. My children will know respect. Although I don't expect them to if they want to be how I am with respect, I would be fine with that. Basically, respect those who respect you. So if like an elder says you need to give me respect, I would understand if they don't give them respect, because I don't respect elders who demand respect. I respect those who respect me. That's how I am. My grandparents, they respect me, so I respect them. I respect them a lot, actually. Probably more than some people would say I should. I don't like that semi-auto. Anyways. So I can either improve the firepower or the velocity. So increase damage. So now I can good revolver, and I can choose other increase the firing rate. I actually like that. Remarkable revolver. Firepower damage. I don't really mind the silver. Fuck. See, I actually kind of like this, where I can change it so I can do any of them. But now it's a level 4, and now it's top of my list. Both of those are level 1. Let's see, we're stunned. Ooh. So. See, this is level 2. I never did that. That's See, with this being my main weapon, I would go damage. Although, if it does stun, I'm not going to argue with that either. So I need more lead plates, and damage or stun. Damage and stun. I might get one of each. Now with these, I will get one of each. So it's pretty reversible. So now it's up to level 10. I actually might be able to do something now. I don't really have to. shotgun does a lot of damage. Alright. Hang on. Why do I keep saying C? I meant to pick up my controller, not my phone. So now my weapons are stronger.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this garden. Something's my guess is they're intruding.
So, I might not be able to retrieve the lost necklace. That one I might have to forget about, and I'm actually seriously thinking about it. Because I don't know. I mean, I really want to get all... Ooh.
You shall learn to
Good evening, Miss Gilligan. May I come in?
Of course, of course. So, Dr. Tippets, what brings you back here? We haven't talked in quite some time.
I found this watch. It was a gift from you to your boy, wasn't it? I think it should return to you now.
Oh, I remember. Yes, I recall the day I offered Jack this watch. Oh, it was such a beautiful day. Thank you, sir.
Trinkets and possessions help us remember our past. Promise me you'll not lose it.
I would never lose anything that belonged to Jack. Why don't you take this? Dr. Tippets? Please, for your charity.
Goodbye, Miss Gilligan.
So I got 2 left in this area. One of them I doubt I'll be able to find. It's probably going to be dumb luck, to be honest. So I'm not really going to focus on it. Convince Rodney to go back to the docks. He's probably in the sewers. It's almost 2 hours. kind of sad how this is actually brighter.
I cannot enter.
Pretty sure I unlocked that last time, did I not? Okay, now it's gonna take like forever to fucking find my way again.
Eternal gratitude for your protection, Master.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us?
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us. Spend time with us. And I may be willing to answer more questions.
Thank you, old Bridget. I hope we'll meet again. How much for 2,000 either direction? See, the the cost goes up more. It costs more blood. The recovery goes down though. See, that I might do. Because the recovery actually goes down from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. Then it goes down to 1.5 seconds. And a lot more healing.
there are stuff that I will probably end up resetting if it resets everything. Because I don't really care for certain stuff that I end up getting. Found it once.
Old Bridget says you are one to trust.
I don't know where to go. Damn signs like just get rubbed off or something. Am I just like totally blind? I mean, I did this once. This is it. Yep. Damn it.
Rodney, you're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did. I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the color of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
Unfortunately, I have met several murderers during my lifetime. You don't look like them. I can tell you're no cold-blooded killer.
You're right, sir. At first it was just a simple argument between us. But the man had a bad fall.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands.
Hang on. that. One of my friends had to talk to me.
It's locked, all right.
Can I no longer go in that direction? Practically, I think I have to go go the long way now. It's always fun.
No more questions, Dr. Reed.
Damn. Wait then. I got screwed. I'm not lost. I know exactly where I am. Just exploring, trying to find everything at this point. That's the thing about me live streaming. I will be trying to find as much as I can. I don't remember if I got paid. Was that last week? I don't remember if it was last week I got paid.
I cannot enter.
I don't get lost very often, and if so, I usually find my way back only usually within an hour or two if I end up getting lost. Although the exception will depend on how lost I am. Like, obviously, if I black out drunk, and I end up in fucking like South Dakota or something like that, I'm not going to know my way around at all. Not until I get back. Or if I go to my girlfriend's place. I don't know that town very well yet. So, I mean, there are going to be times where I get lost. I am memorizing slowly her place. I'm actually very tempted to try and do those now. Ask me a question, so I had to answer. I think I keep, actually, yeah, I keep. So I can only have 2. Which is fine. I burned myself on that, and I really don't care. I could, but I'm not going to. I have a feeling if I keep that up, she's probably going to break up with me. Because I know how she is. She says she doesn't care about size, if you know what I'm talking about, but I know I don't have the biggest. I don't have the smallest, I know that as well. But I know I'm not the biggest. Therefore, like, I mean, I don't go comparing sizes or anything, but I feel like I am under the average. And I'm not going to lie and say, yeah, wait until you see the biggest D in the world. Basically saying that mine's big, but I know it's not. I don't know how many people she's been with. She said she's only slept with one other person, similar to me, but that's something that I can only take if it's true. I don't know if you guys have actually seen this. So this fight's gonna be fun.
You thought I was dead too, didn't you? No, I was just pretending. Doris told me I could have been a great actress.
You killed your family.
They...
Hang on.
my talent! Ah!
Seen such a radical mutation. Could it be a new stage in the disease's evolution? So, this girl took lessons at the famous Doris Fletcher acting school.
Women of all countries unite! Women die too in this war!
I've forgotten what it feels like to live an ordinary life.
Women of all countries unite! Women die too in this war!
It's locked, all right. blood. So the husband had an affair with Doris Fletcher. Doris Fletcher seems to be the missing link here. It can't just be a coincidence. I should go to her acting school. I cannot enter.
Watch yourselves! There's one of them! Best run along home, sir. You get Stop it! Filthy piece of shit!
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
See that fancy clothes? This one's a stop! What's the cost? Have beef, brothers! Get taste of this! Remember your vow! Mind his teeth! Nothing, Lynch! Be strong, brothers! Go on back to the shadow!
There's an open window on the second floor. I should be able to get in through that. I cannot enter.
Woe to you, nations of hypocrites. For in front of you stands the tall queen. You can but lower your...
Can that be Doris Fletcher's voice? Where does it come from?
ugly as sin. But when you burn and die, she will rise and be queen again.
It's locked.
Who are you? You who dared enter my realm. Are you here to worship or mock me?
I'm here to put an end to the vampire epidemic, Miss Fletcher.
Ah. But Doris Fletcher is no more. She was consumed by this putrid flesh that now enshrouds her.
You feel anger for what happened to you. But I can help you. I'm a doctor, Miss Fletcher.
Doris Fletcher is no more. All that remains are the dreams of the queen she was, and the queen she'll be. Until then, all shall die, for that was her final wish. Your blood, my children, my beloved, die for the love of me. I smell your fear. Woe unto thee, son of Babylon! Touche, sir! My children, my beloved, die for the love of me. Your hand. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I smell your fear. Hear and obey, for your queen commands you. Attack! On guard! Your hand is shaking. I smell your fear. Touché, sir. On guard. to me, my servants. Avenge me! I smell your fear. Ha ha ha! Touche, sir. Ha! Your hand is shaking. Ha ha! I smell your fear. Ah! Touche, sir. I summon thee, my children of the night. Bite, maim, spit, kill! Ha! Your hand is shaking. Ha ha ha! Touche, sir. I smell your fear. Arise and save your queen, my slaves. Ha! On guard. Your hand is shaking. Touche, sir. Come to me, my servants. Avenge.
Sorry about that, guys.
Woe unto thee, son of Babylon! I smell your fear.
Yeah, goofy. Dumb bitch.
Your hand is shaking. On guard.
Damn, she is very powerful.
My children, my beloved, die for the...
Yes, I know I've been defeated. Like I said, at least with her, this is going to be a bitch. Because I know some of her children were pretty powerful. Or whatever they were.
Your blood will be mine. I smell your fear. Touche, sir. Save your queen, my slaves. Ha! Touché, sir. Your hand is on guard. I smell your fear. Woe unto thee, son of Behold, Kinslayer, the disgrace of she was once renowned. Will she be the queen again once they all share her fate?
Holy fuck, that is something else.
Your hand is shaking. Touché. My children, my beloved, die for the love of me.
Go ahead, feed me.
Your blood shall be mine. Hear and obey, for your queen commands you. Attack! Come to me, my servants. Avenge me! My children, my beloved, die for the love of me. I summon thee, my children of the night. Bite, maim, spit, kill! Come to me, my servant. save your queen, my slaves.
That's fine.
On guard. Hear and obey, for your queen commands you. Attack! Come to me, my servants. Avenge me. I summon thee, my children of the night. Bite, maim, spit, kill!
See? What?
Hear and obey, for your queen commands you. Attack!
I did not actually see that. That was just mine. Don't remember which serum was which. I don't want to fuck up. So regeneration is green and blood is red.
Arise and save your queen. My children, my beloved, die for the love of me. I summon thee, my children of the night. Bite, maim, spit,
What?
Wait. I beg you, wait.
What?
I don't want to die.
And I did not come to kill you, Miss Fletcher.
Will you spare me then? Save this cadaverous carcass of mine. Does your heart beat a little faster now? You fancy me then, Doctor?
No, Miss Fletcher. My dead heart will beat for only one.
Ah! Is she pretty? Is she sweet and tender?
To me, yes.
Ah! I hate her already.
I know. And this is partly why you must be destroyed.
But you just said...
That I did not come here to kill you, yes. But I realize now the threat you embody must be stopped.
Will I be remembered? Will you?
You were Doris Fletcher, the greatest actress of her generation. No one can take that from you.
Thank you. And farewell. Ah! Ah! Ah!
I mean, technically, he did not kill her.
Farewell, Doris.
Bravo! So dramatic. I love it.
McCullum.
How strange I seem to find you whenever I'm inquiring about that skull infestation.
I mean you no harm.
I'm not here for you. But once I put all the pieces of the puzzle together, I'm sure we'll have a little chat. You and me.
Stay away from me, McCullum. You and all your war dogs.
That I can't guarantee, Dr. Reed. But I'll let you go. For now.
I should probably leave the theater right now. It's locked, all right. The West End should be safe now. But London is not. It would be wise to benefit from the Ascalon's protection while I continue my research during the Great Hunt. These people want me dead. I need to leave now. So Doris just needed to be close to her audience to infect them. Contagion through skin. Very disturbing.
Better go home, sir.
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how my girlfriend feels about me right now. I don't even know if I can call her that right now.
It's locked.
But I don't know. With her and I's discussion over the phone, she's not key on me talking to my exes at all. And I'm not someone who I can just completely drop my friends. And I do have 2 exes that I find pretty close. I hope she at least understands my point of view and can at least respect my wishes as much as I'm trying to respect hers. But I can't completely drop them out of my life. I do have it limited, so I'm not starting the conversations, and I'm only going to continue the conversation as much as they need me. But that is the bare minimum that I'm going to do. Well, that's the maximum I'm going to do. I'm not...
Elizabeth, what are you doing here?
I've been formally asked to witness your triumph, my dear. After all, isn't it the natural role of a woman to support her man in victory?
But it's you who insisted I join the Ascalon.
Please forgive my giddiness. I'm just overcome by the thrill of finally being allowed within these hallowed halls.
You certainly have an inquisitive mind. It's quite something. Elizabeth Ashbury, only you can make me smile in these difficult times.
And the same to you, Jonathan Reed. Now go have your little chat with the chairman. I can see he's practically bursting to hear your report.
I have a boat ready to go whenever I want. These hunters won't catch me.
I think we're safe for now. I pursued and killed the last hunter with my own hands as he tried
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lancebearer. Please, tell us the good news. Have you put an end to the epidemic?
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the corruption.
But some questions remain.
The important thing is, we won a major battle for the survival of London. For that, we salute you.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so than the previous.
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire? Are you sending me on some sort of diplomatic mission?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves to be.
As you wish, my lord.
Good. Now go.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate this momentous occasion.
Before I go, I have a few questions.
All right. I'm listening.
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many years to prepare himself. He has studied our kind for decades.
So shall I just let him drink my blood?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again as one of us, an immortal.
One moment. Damn.
Is there any danger?
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't survive the metamorphosis. They die for good. But Mr. Dawson has been preparing himself for a long time.
Why Aloysius Dawson?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Did he choose me?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least, but it is entirely mine.
Does he know I'm coming?
Yeah.
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is through your sister.
You invited
That's
Lady
probably not
Ashby.
the only time you've had
Wouldn't
your
that be
mouth
breaking
washed out
one
with
of your
something.
cardinal rules? No women allowed.
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness your triumph.
So it's a temporary admittance, then?
Something of a bargain, considering the crisis we're currently facing.
Goodbye, Lord Redgrave.
Perhaps we should change some of the club's rules if we survive all of this. We need to soften some of our laws.
Are you all right, Jonathan?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius Dawson. To make him my progeny.
I see. And how do you feel about this?
I'd like your advice on the matter.
The real question here is, why has his lordship given you this task?
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know what I think about this?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless blackguard like Aloysius Dawson will only lead to a disaster for London. The man is already dead inside.
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turned the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage, and only capable of creating skulls.
Please tell me more about your recent investigation.
As long as you lower your voice.
What would you have me do about Dawson?
I mean, right
The
now I'm
man
live
is
streaming about
dangerous.
an hour and a half in.
Did you know he plans to build a
3.5
wall
hours,
to
not an hour.
separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper harvest the rotten fruit that is his soul.
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived some 9 centuries ago.
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
Why so vindictive? You suddenly sound like you're angry.
Forgive me, Jonathan. I hate myself for it, but I feel such pride in my discovery. I'm afraid I just can't help it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall. And yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
What would happen if I made Dawson an Ekon like myself?
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me. Lead him down the right path.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of how he'd spend eternity as a tyrant.
Goodbye for now, Elizabeth.
Goodbye, my dear. Please, be careful.
Yep. Yeah, it does kind of amaze me how far we've come on our engines, and we still have a long way to go. It's a possibility. Heavy ass.
It looks like
Heavy shit.
vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him.
Yeah. True. But it's also something different if those name brands actually last a while, too. It's possible. I don't know what I fucking want. Bloodspear's level 2. I've been worried about other stuff myself. Oh, so I got fired yesterday. Well, give me a minute. No, give me a second. Alright, to my viewers, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I need to have a discussion with my friend. Probably won't be back on today, but anyways, have a nice day, have a nice night, and I'll catch you all later.